Good afternoon and welcome to today's live SEO question and answer session with me and Mr. ChrisPalmer.org, sponsored by 38 Digital Market. The link is below. Palmer's got it all sorted out. He knows.
It's over.
Dude, I could just get AI to do that introduction.
It's this, but it's part of the like it's
open ceremony.
Think about TV too, like all the late night shows, all the money they have, they always the same gear on. The set always looks the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a purpose to these things.
There is. So check out Randy's stuff anyway. The link is below. If you're interested in digital PR or whatever else Randy has available to you, he does have other services. So check them out. But we are here to answer your questions. So please put your questions in the chat. Also say hi. Let us know where you're from. It's always good to see where people are from, who's listening in. And yeah, let us know. Mr. Fred Hunter is the first one in. Hello, Fred.
Hey, Fred. Good to see you.
There was a guy, and I don't think it's Fred Hunter, but there was a guy called Fred Hutterson that used to comment on every session. Is that you, Fred? The same Fred, and you've just changed your name?
Could be.
TJ. Sup, homies? Good to see you, TJ, as always.
What's up?
Some old favourites in at the start there, but yeah.
Where the heck did I put? Ay, caramba, Craig. Give me a second.
No worries.
I left my thing in here.
Historic paper. How's it going? We're waiting, partner.
What's up, guys? What's up with historical paper? Historic paper. It's an interesting name.
Yeah. Are you new, historic paper? It's the first time I've seen that persona in chat.
Yeah.
But it may just be another account. We'll get someone Xbox attending the Q&A session for the first time.
Awesome.
From India. So if you are here for the first time,
you have to ask a question.
Ask a question. Share it with your friends. We're here the same time every week to answer your questions. Sir Klopp is here as well, but we do have a question.
Cool.
From Jude McLean. National brand site offering services everywhere. Is there any way to rank in the map packs for local terms or not? Big national company. And
if we want to take on maps and we're a national company, then we would need multiple map listings in order for that asset to pop up. However, if my business is in, say, New York City, and somebody's searching for my brand name and they're in LA, it could still pop and still show it, right? But the real play here is I would need multiple map listings. And then on top of that, as far as keywords are concerned, far away, highly unlikely unless you have multiple listings. Like, that's highly, highly unlikely. You'll win brand terms, but keywords, no. You'll probably get a 5 to 8 mile radius, depending on what the service is, around each business. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool to just crush everywhere, but no. No. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
But hopefully that helps you, Jude. But you've asked, can you rank for local terms? The answer is yes. So you can grab a whole heap of traffic from those local map listings.
Oh, that's the second part.
Yeah. So definitely doable. The size of the company has no real bearing in the local map pack link listings. It's a different game altogether, as I like to tell people. So, can anyone win on those local map pack listings? The answer is yes. If you know what you're doing, you can definitely
get busy.
Get busy. My name is Karan Karnool. Good to see you, Karan Karnool. And Honey is here. Hi, Craig and Chris. How are you? I'm fine. Palmer.
Excellent. Wonderful. Couldn't be better.
We have Kazra in to cause havoc. Does Chris Palmer know about the La Manga story?
Not that I know of. No.
Did you know that someone shit on my Airbnb's floor? And it was either Kazra or Gary Wilson. So,
literally,
yeah. And dude, you know how Airbnb they confine you. Like if there's damage, dude, it cost me £214. They charged me extra to clean that shit up.
That was worth it though. It's worth $200. Depends on who's come to clean it.
Surely the person taking the shit should be paying for that. I got landed with a bill because it's my fucking Airbnb. It was me that booked it. So,
and they wrote in, hey, since we had to clean up feces from the bathroom area.
Yes. Dude, I posted it on Facebook and stuff. They literally said, like, this place is covered in shit. It's all up the wall and everything. Yeah. It was
wow. You guys, what kind of party was it? What were you guys doing?
Dude, I was sleeping. I don't know anything about it, but something to do with Kazra. Big Kazbula. Happy Valentine's Day, gentlemen.
Who else was there?
There was a lot of people in La Manga, but there was only me, Kazra, and Gary Wilson, or Kazbula, as we call him. Me, Kazbula, and Gary in the Airbnb. So it was one of them.
Interesting.
I'm not going to shit in my own floor. So it's out of two people. So.
Well, you're very particular. I would assume that you probably, well, it's an Airbnb. You'd probably like, were you staying there for a long time?
I was there for a week or so.
Oh, okay. So you had no choice. You'd have to go in the bathroom. But I've talked to you on a few occasions. I know you're particular. Like, I'm not going to that bathroom. I'll go to my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these guys don't help it. But anyway, that is the story for anyone who wants.
But moving on.
Historic paper. What's the single best GSA course to learn the software? I need a step-by-step hand-holding to understand how to do everything with it. Have you got a course, Palmer? Does anyone have a course that you can recommend? Or
Spoon-feed GSA. I give away the basic setup. I also have a training that gives you the basics. Where I think there's a gap, there's just not a lot of people that use it still. I don't think, So there's so many different ways to utilize the tool that, if somebody, I don't know anyone that has a step-by-step on how to do like everything. That would be a huge training. Same with Scrapebox, like all the different ways to use that. Like, oh my gosh. But I have basic training. It's in the group. I also give a basic walkthrough on how to do it. Like, hey, here's where the buttons are. Here's how you set it up. Like just speed going through it. It's 15 minutes. It'll show you where everything is. Like, okay, here's how you add your article. Here's how, But I'd have a more in-depth and give out like, okay, here's how you build the EDUs. Here's what I would do to build citations. Just your very foundational things, though.
Yeah.
But nothing really crazy that I know of.
I mean, I know there is a ton of tutorials on YouTube from different people who are using it in different ways, though. But I don't know if maybe Palmer's basic course is a great starting point, and then get on to seeing different guys who use it for slightly different things. So that might be your best choice, historic paper. Check out Palmer's site. I'm assuming it's on the site, Palmer.
Oh yeah, for sure. SEO Mastermind, it's available. Also, there's a multiple little mini trainings on YouTube.
So
I like it, but it's not, if I put an on-page training available and a GSA training, like hypothetically, this would sell 10 times and this would sell 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Like GSA is not that hot of an item. I like it, but yeah.
Jude McLean says you should have the DNA. You should have DNA tested to poop, dude. It was the last day, and I was in a rush to catch a flight. I wasn't fucking around, man. I had to go.
Taking a sample.
It's easier, Jude, to just not fucking share an Airbnb with those fuckers again. It's the best advice if you ever bump into these guys or whatever at one of these events. Stay in your own, dude. But Facebook user, what are the key differences between Parasite SEO and semantic SEO in terms of strategies, effectiveness, and potential risks for website optimization? Which one would you focus on for long-term results?
So first is the understanding or the definition of what they are. So semantic SEO, in my opinion, is doing things, right, optimizing for keywords, getting your LSIs, getting your entities, basing your website to be semantically correct, semantic SEO. When we're doing Parasite, we're utilizing other people's semantic SEO in order to get quick wins, potentially, which you're always at the helm, or you're always at their guys. Like they could just decide like, hey, we're going to purge our site this week. So that's always a battle. So this is using someone else's work in order to get traffic. This is doing stuff, in my opinion, the right way in order to get traffic. So there's the differences. Now, the next piece of the question is SEO terms of strategies, effectiveness, and potential risks. Potential risk of Parasite SEO is it could always go away. They could purge their site. Things could change. It could drop in rank. There's a million factors. With semantic SEO, in my opinion, you're really doing everything by the book to be semantically correct, right? Like I'm getting the right words on the page the right amount of times. I'm using LSIs. Like I'm doing everything correctly. So there's not much risk there. And then as far as effectiveness, again, semantic SEO is probably, in my opinion, the way to go, only because I control my destiny. I mean, I'm still at the mercy of Google, but we all are. So I prefer it over Parasite. And then as far as effectiveness for long-term, clearly semantic SEO would be the clear winner, in my opinion, because I control it other than Google making changes or choices. So that's my opinion.
I think all I can really add to that is, potential. What would you focus on for long-term results? I think doing the job properly in any walk of life is going to be the best long-term strategy. Do people make money and lots of it, maybe using Parasite initially? The answer is yes, but it really depends on you and what you want. But, I certainly think, if you're looking at long-term stuff and you're saying, is it Parasite or semantic SEO, then you're going to have to choose semantic SEO is the best way. But your overall marketing, you can do a bit of both. Why not? If it's working for now, the here and now, then why wouldn't you want to take advantage of Parasite SEO if you can, pretty much guarantee yourself, page one with whatever search term you're going for and using whatever Parasite is working very well just now, then it would be crazy not to implement it. Is it going to harm you long term? I don't think so. Obviously, the ranking of that Parasite can go down. However, would it harm you and your website specifically? The answer is no. So that's all I can really say. But Xbox has a question. Keep the questions coming, guys. Also, give us a like if you are there. And I know there's a few people who are listening in and don't always comment. make sure you do give us a like before the end of the session. But Xbox has a query. One of his friends mentioned that he saw an unusually high session numbers on Google Analytics 4, but the Search Console showed a lot less. What is the reason behind such a discrepancy from Google Analytics 4 to the Search Console?
High session numbers on GA4. I'm sure there could be countless reasons why. It could be any reason why. Maybe it wasn't tracked. Maybe it wasn't vetted. Maybe Google just didn't count it. Maybe there was an issue with Google. Maybe they did an update. I mean, there could be countless reasons.
Yeah.
So to be able to say, oh, it's this, that's a hard one to answer. Xbox 360. But I would venture to guess. I would just want to take a look. What's Search Console saying? What's GA Analytics saying? You know, like, and really, does it? What? Who cares? You know what I mean? Xbox, like, okay, I saw this I had high, session time or session amounts here, and it's not tracking here. Okay. Yeah. What are you going to do? Let's call Google and see if we get an answer. But man, there's countless reasons why.
But you also have to bear in mind Xbox as well. Search Console's giving you a snippet of data. No one's suggesting that it's the full data that you're getting on there. That's just another thing. But like Chris says, there could be a lot of different things going on to be able to do that. But I think even if you were to go a step further and go into the server and look at the kind of traffic analytics on there, again, you'll see all sorts on there, bots and everything. I do think that Search Console and Google Analytics 4 will filter out certain types of traffic. So there's even discrepancies. If you dig further, you're going to see a lot more stuff going on, on the server side as well. So, but again, what you're going to do about it is the big thing. So Palmer says to me, dude, fucking, there's this big discrepancy. What you want me to do, Palmer? Fucking phone the police. There's not much you can do other than try and understand it. And if there is a reason for it, maybe try and eliminate it or whatever. But I wouldn't be too focused on that side of things, if I'm being honest. I think too many people get caught up in that type of stuff and don't do other stuff so much that the stuff that makes the money or does the rankings. Historic Paper is asking a question though, Chris. Does the Brainbox Mastermind get access to your GSA course?
Yes.
What's the Brainbox Mastermind?
At the time, I thought it was a very cool name for a testing group. So I have testing, or I just do group consulting.
Yeah.
So when inside the Brainbox, we just give the opportunity to also give some training, also just as like an add-on, like additional to getting the group and going over testing. I'll give you these trainings too, like past training. That's all.
Another question from Ursul. Good to see you as always, Ursul. How do you make use of Google Search Console query data?
I don't. No. As far as really the only thing I'm looking at big for the queries is when I'm analyzing pages or a specific query. I want to be able to correlate that back to, okay, well, which pages are the right pages ranking for the queries? Like, that's the only real thing I'm really looking at when it comes to query data. Like if I'm looking up a specific keyword and then there's 8 pages attached to it, we might have a problem here. So that's really the first thing that pops into my mind when you ask that question. Gap analysis. That's it.
I had a guy, and he came into my mastermind, Daniel Carter, or Dan Carter, as some of you may know of him on the industry. And obviously, his thing was that the data on Google Search Console only goes so far back. But he's got a way of exporting that, putting it into another system so that he builds up on that data. But again, there's only so much. I mean, it's good data. I'm not going to sit here and say data is not important, but do I dig deep into Google Search Console at all? The answer, I would be lying to say yes. I don't go all anal on it. You know, I'm sitting there going, what other content, what other links can I add, some pay-per-click and things like that. I'm not, you know, a kind of data analyst, as some SEOs may call themselves, or dig too deep into things like that. I'd rather play with Money Robot or ESA or something else. But that's just me. But Xbox says thank you. Glenart is here. GA4 versus Google Search Console question. GA4 has changed a lot of its visitor session definitions since Google Analytics 3. So you may not be looking at the same metric, and you can pull in Google Search Console data into GA4 and compare #S.
Numbers.
Numbers. Is that what we're calling that? Numbers.
#S. That's what popped into my head. Numbers.
Fucking hell.
I don't know what it means there.
That's a new one. Numbers.
That's like, when I saw that, that's what popped into my head. I could be wildly wrong, but
that must be an American thing. I've never heard of that in my life.
I don't see that often.
Number.
But that's what popped into my head, though.
You are
His
right.
number. Okay. See what
you are right.
I guessed right. It's kind of like those. Well, back to that though. I mean, analytics and Search Console. I can't lie. I hate Google Analytics. I always have. Yeah, we'll install it. It's part of it, right? Because the client wants it, even though they never log in and use it. But yeah. Oh, do we have analytics installed? Yep, it's installed. I'm never going to use it again, but they want to see that email. Search Console we do use. I find that to be very valuable.
It's good from a pages being indexed and various other bits and bobs, but do you use it for the kind of query data stuff?
Again, just the keyword cannibalization. And then if the client doesn't want to pay for a keyword tracker, if they don't have a keyword tracker, it's always good to showcase what's going on. And then to show them the purple line. Hey, your purple line's going up. And as you can see here, as the purple line raises up, your orange line raises up. And if you take a look here, you can notice that when the orange line goes up, we get more clicks. But first, the purple line goes up. You know, I've had this conversation numerous times. If that purple line's on its way, that orange line is following. And then if you look, the clicks are going up now. So usually once the purple impression starts to rise, rank starts to rise. And as rank starts to rise, clicks start to rise. And then magically your phone starts to ring. I love those talks.
It's a good sequence of events.
It is.
So,
but that's always step one, though. If your purple isn't moving, you're not moving. That's usually first, though. I've noticed.
I think Google tends to give you some impressions, see how you do, and then start giving.
Surely, it's a slow slog. It's that's the piece, though. It's hey, can you sit on your hands long enough for this to be working?
Yeah.
You know, oh, it's not working. Well, Search Console says it is. See the purple line? There, and then that talk comes out, you know. But yeah, 30 days. I've you'll find very quick successes in 30 days, but generally it takes longer. That's a fun talk.
Well, that's your answer.
Big answer. Good answer, yeah.
And Craig, saw you have a new show with Holly and Randy. Not sure it has the same BDE as this show, LOL. What does BDE stand for?
What pops into my head is not what I think it is. But, you know, like what pops in my head when I see BDE, and then I'm thinking about us. I know that's not what it is.
I hope it's not what it is.
And then, like, yeah, it doesn't have that same effect. Maybe, I don't know. What's BDE? Give up the tapes, Arsal.
Yeah, let us know, Arsal. But on the show with Holly and Randy, we are new, and we don't want to have the same format as this, because this is this, and it works very well. But you know, I think trying to replicate that same format on every show would be try Urban Dictionary. I'm going to have to check what BDE means.
Here we go.
BDE, Urban Dictionary. Big dick energy. So it doesn't have the same big dick energy as this show.
I don't know
if that's good or a bad thing. Is that good or a bad thing or something?
It is, yeah. Like what?
Is that something to insult? Or is that a compliment for this session?
Oh my gosh.
But we are trying to do something different with the Randy and Holly thing, and we'll see how it goes and adapt and stuff like that. Two great people though, very knowledgeable. So we shall see how it goes, but we're always open to feedback. If you think it's shit, boring, you need some more big dick energy. I was also concerned about having 3 people on. I think 2 works. I think 3.
Oh, you know, it was a compliment.
Compliment.
Someone with relaxed confidence in themselves.
Fucking hell. Well, BDE Urban Dictionary has come up with big dick energy.
I never heard that before, but okay.
Just so
that should be a good .com. Who owns that?
Just so I can share screen, because I'm not just saying that and then getting left with where the hell did you pull that from? This is on there, but it's not in the Urban Dictionary, but it came up there in the snippet. Confidence without cockiness.
No, I got a different snippet.
Yeah, look at this. Big dick energy is right there. It is described as confidence without cockiness. So we'll take that as a compliment, Ursul. Thank you for the feedback. And I will tell Randy and Holly to up their game. And
we were trying to think of a name for this show too. I remember.
Yeah.
The BDE show with Chris and Craig, or Craig and Chris.
Yeah. BDE. No, that sounds.
It doesn't. Yeah. We were unsure.
I don't want that name associated with me and you. But just means energetic, I guess. So appreciate it.
Like something like next.
Oh, fuck, honey.
No, not you, honey. And we liked you too. Dang it. I like that image. I always see it.
I hate that question though. I hate that question. Actually, the guy, and he wants to interview me when I'm in Dubai. And we're just passing ideas around, and I'm like, dude, that one fucking question, I ain't doing it. So, Chris, I'll let you answer this one.
I mean, I think it's always the same each year, right? Nothing has changed, but it's gotten slightly harder. That's it. I mean, it's taking longer for things to index. It's taking longer for things to rank. There's way more competition, just like last year, you know? But other than that, I'm noticing like where a lot of the trickery, I don't know if you guys noticed the Black Hat video slowed up, right? Like a lot of the trickery just isn't as effective as it used to be, you know? So yeah, I mean, I don't know, but the tried and true foundational SEO that we all know and do, I mean, there's some tricks, but you know, it's not like it was. It's not easy. I can't just like slam a bunch of cheap links at something and it'll fly. Like, no. So I think things take longer. It takes a little bit more skill. It takes a little bit more time, but nothing really at the end of the day has changed. And that's it.
Patience is what we would see, honey. And nothing against you, honey. I get asked that question
a lot.
Everywhere I go, every podcast, every fucking session, which is why I'm like, nah, I can't do that question anymore. So nothing against you, honey, and hope you do have your answer kindly from Chris. But guys, we need more questions. We still have just under 30 minutes to go. So put the questions in the chat. Also do leave us a like and subscribe on the channel. And also make sure you check out the sponsor, 38 Digital Market. The link is below. So do all of that as well if you can. It would be very much appreciated. But we need more questions, folks. So pump them in. But Palmer, I'm just going to ask you some questions while they're doing that.
I got my 69 page to finally index.
Oh.
Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, tell us.
Well, I created a test, for fun, like a more fun one. You know what I mean? It's not something I could like sell, right, to a client or something. But previously, usually once a year, I was inspired by Kyle Roof, and he was doing like lorem ipsum. Well, I was like, oh, I can't do that because Kyle did that, right? Mm-hmm. So I was doing stuff with zeros. Well, this year, Darren said, hey, let's try that test again, but this time use 69. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I created a page with all 69s, a wall of 69s. And there was like all those updates were been going on, right? And I was like, man, it's not like, is my count off? Did I forget how to do on page? Right? So I went back in and I'm like playing with it. I'm like, damn, I can't get it to work. Can't get it to work. Bam. I just looked now and there it is. And I was like, yes, I still know what I'm doing. Good. I was getting worried. I was like, man, like, did they actually change how like on page works? Like, is my count wrong? Like, does the math not work anymore? Like, I was getting worried for real. I was even telling little Chris, like, man, I was like, little Chris, like, we're gonna have to like start doing social media or something like this. I don't know what's going on. But now I'm back. I feel good. Like I got the count right. Like, okay, I understand now.
So you were just being impatient?
Way too impatient. I mean, it was only 5 days. I did it on the 7th. I'm sorry, the 8th. Today's the 14th. So from the 8th to the 14th, I was able to get it to index, and now it's going up. Like yesterday I checked, it was nowhere to be found. So it's not page 1 yet, but page 3 with a wall full of 69s and no links. I'm pretty happy.
Nice.
I'm betting, I could probably get it to pop up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's one thing. Another test that we're running, I was wildly surprised. I don't want to point out exactly where we were pointing them, but we were building links to 6 different places within a GMB profile. And I was like, oh man, links are BS, right? Well, we built to the 6. And I created a brand new listing, service area business. It was nowhere to be found. It was past the top 20 rankings for the 3 keywords, like media company, advertising agency, and internet marketing service. Started building links to the 6 spots. Bam, it's ranking in the 3-pack. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And I just created it. It's just a BS listing. It was nothing. It was nothing. Only thing I did was build links. No optimization, no phone number, no nothing, just crap. And it's in a 3-pack in a city, in a big city.
Yeah.
Louisville. I'm
not
Craig
you
guys
Campbell
what it
Pony
is.
Rides, is it?
What's that?
It's not Craig Campbell Pony Rides by any
No,
chance?
no, no. That's oh man, I tried closing that too. I closed that. I permanently closed it. Dude, they won't freaking get rid of that thing.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry. That's fun though.
Oh, keep it, dude. It's always a good story to tell somewhere.
It's closed though. Like they just won't remove it. But I have legitimate business owners that are getting smacked. But Craig Campbell Pony rides on. Like it's mind blowing to me. And I closed it. Like, come on, Google. No.
Got it out.
Anyway.
Paul
Interlude.
Paul Mundy says, it's so good to see Google clamping down on the fake reviews. They removed 170 million last year.
Yeah, but
they're still popping, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, we have a process. Yeah, all of the nothing against Pakistan, right? Or any country for that matter. But yeah, all those crap ones, yeah, we got wiped too. But they're still going. They're going strong.
It's not from that country.
Well, I just noticed, like, say you have your American businesses. Like, I had a gentleman that was in Pakistan. I had another guy in Bangladesh, all over, anywhere. It didn't matter, right? 50-cent dollar reviews in bulk, no problem, right? And we were loading up profiles. Yeah, a lot of those got wiped. I mean, we were down to a 20% stick rate. If I dropped 100, 20 of them would stick.
Yeah,
That's bad odds.
yeah,
You know,
not good.
even at $1 a piece.
Yeah,
So it took some time. But I think myself and a lot of other people figured out like what it takes.
good.
A lot of work.
But I kind of agree with Paul. I think it's good to see that Google are removing some of the trash as well. I know reviews work and all that, but some of it is hellish, man.
Somebody's
Hell.
pounding on my door. Give me 1 second, Craig. Let me see
No
who this
worries.
is. Oh, the bite it.
But guys, keep the questions coming whilst Palmer's answering the door. Still 20 odd minutes. So any question, no such thing as a stupid question. Ask whatever you like, and we'll try and give you a good, solid, honest answer if we can. Can't answer everything though, but we'll give it our best shot. So put them in the chat, and we'll wait for Palmer to come back and see what the hell is being delivered. Probably the Amazon delivery guy, I'm going to guess. Or maybe not. Who knows? But even Xbox, if you've got more questions you want to ask, put them in the chat. Oh, there's something wrong with the chat. Not a lot's coming through, and there normally is always stuff popping. So I don't know if it's a quiet day. But if you have put something there, we are not seeing it.
I'm just going to get right back up to Sunday Hill. When you definitely want to talk to me in 20 minutes?
1,000%.
All right, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm going to come back. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's back. Nearly.
Cool. Joe Montana. I'm sorry about that. I'm like, man, what is that knocking on the door? Got a Joe Montana 9 PSA graded. Oh, I still run. I have in case everyone's like, what the hell? Joe Montana? Who? I still run a scale here, so like I'll still buy goods and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. The sign is still above the business. Like we buy gold. Like there's a giant blue sign.
Yeah.
even though like I'm primarily just doing SEO, but I'll still, if somebody comes with a necklace or something, you know, throw it on the scale. I'll give you half the spot, no problem. Yeah, but he's got cards, so sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption.
No worries. No worries at all. Randy is here, and Gilo has a question. I don't know why he's saying Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Maybe he's asking you out on a date or something. But the question is there a way to stop people changing random info on your GBP? Someone changed my business name earlier today.
No, but it sounds to me like depending on your market, your niche, what you're doing, it sounds like you might want to monitor it a lot more. But as far as stopping someone from causing havoc, highly unlikely. I would be more looking at karma factors, or who did you step on in order to run up the ladder?
Yeah.
That just, I mean, I talk to business owners all the time. Generally, it depends on the market or who you stepped on to get to, not that it's bad, but I mean, like if there was 3 people and they've been there for the last year and then all of a sudden you show up, you just made 3 enemies. So I would look at what's going on, but I would monitor it. There's no way to stop it. No. But man, it's unfortunate, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Fuckers. Fuckers. Nail them down and do it back to them.
Make sure you have your ducks in a row. Like, do you have your DBA? Do you have your business? Do you have your license? Do you have your bills? Have you had the same phone number? Is that your actual business name? Is there not more than one business at the locale? Like, make sure you have your ducks in a row. So that way, if something does pop up after the second time, though, I've had a business owner that's local to us that I was working with. After like 2 times, after a while, it'll fly right through. Like it'll get shut down. It'll just come right back, like within a day. So just get your ducks in a row. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. I quit selling that too. Like going out there and shutting people's stuff down or like doing that. Like that's just, man, being on the other side sucks.
Yeah. Never good. Never good. Our Saul has a question. Do you guys ever optimize for near me on your location pages?
Always. I might not always put it into a header or into the URL, but it's always going to go into an H2 or definite. It has to show up into a H2 no matter what, or an H3. The whole page won't be optimized around it. Not always. But definitely in an H2 or an H3, put a near me in there. And then there has to be a level of density of near me on the page. If I do say personal injury lawyer near me, pick your city, whatever that is, I'll look at the top performer. And if they're using near me within their body content 10 times, well, you best believe we'll have it 12 to 15 times. So yes, we're tuning for that. I mean, that's always, you'll catch big impressions and good searches off that. So heck yeah, is the answer.
Any other terms like near me that you can use?
I mean, the only other ones that I like to get on the page is competitor names, whether it's visible to the actual person or not. I mean, no matter where you're competing in local markets, the number one traffic source for any business is their name. So I like to get variations of business names. So now you can't always be visible with that, but we like it to show up. Not all business owners that I work with, though, are happy with that type of activity either. So I've had to learn that the hard way. Like hiding content isn't for everyone. So I've had to change some processes. Like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Is this cool? I thought you wanted to win. Like, do you want to win? Yeah. All right, then. Come on.
This is why you need to look at Google Search Console query data, dude. Dig down into the data and find other stuff to go for.
And like we mentioned before, whether it's keyword cannibalization, which is the primary reason to look at query data or Google Search Console, it's also keyword gap analysis. Those are the two functionalities that I'm utilizing GSC for the most. Well, I trained Andrea and Bay on how to do it, but they're looking for me. I think adding that, those are the fastest, easiest wins that you can get based off of data is, oh, hey, I'm getting high impressions for this keyword. Let's add it to the page. Easy win.
Yeah. So, there you have your answer, Sol, in terms of adding it onto the location pages. And very good advice indeed, because there is a lot of people searching for near me. So get involved. But guys, you are really slow today on the questions. Still 15 minutes left. Pummel is with more questions. I think the schools are off here in the UK, which may have an impact, Chris. The schools were off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so I don't know if people are babysitting or their situation has changed for this week. But yeah,
it was horrible for us. We had 13 inches or something of snow. It was like that heavy stuff. So for me, I live on the computer, so the power was off all day. Like, jeez, like all day. Oh my gosh, it was torture, bro. And then little Chris and Lily didn't have school, so it was like, okay, well, party time. Needless to say, I have a lot of other work to do today.
Yeah.
I did yesterday.
Always the same.
Yep.
But Sarge Raoul, what is the difference between queries and pages in Google Search Console? For example, I am ranking number 1 in the UK for yellow shoes. However, my product page for yellow shoes is ranking, for example, 6 or 7.
Well, okay. Depending on what you're some people I talk to, ranking means page 1. Okay. That's to me, it's top 5, but so with that being said, there's that. So just because you're ranking, it doesn't mean that you're, number 1, right? And then on the other standpoint of that, the difference between queries and pages is really 2 separate tabs. And how we like to utilize this is if I search for queries, your top queries are at the top. If I click on that query, like I click at the top, it says pages, queries, right? And then there's like dates, I think, next to it. If I click here, it's going to give me all the queries, and then it'll show me rank, and it'll show me how many impressions or clicks that were generated. But when you click over on, like I click on a keyword, I click pages, it'll show me the pages that are also ranking for that particular term. So I think that's the difference, is really just a button, and then that's the utilization. I think that was it, right? Yeah, I answered all that. There we go.
So hopefully that helps you, Sarge Raoul. What the fuck is that noise? Is that your background or mine?
Oh, I'm sorry. I put my foot up on I have a standing desk, and it's squeaky. I apologize.
I'm just like, what the fuck is that noise?
Well, people were saying my mic was down, so I went in and turned up the gain.
Right.
So it picks up freaking everything.
Yeah. That's all good. All good. But folkies, keep the questions coming, or I'm just going to ask Palmer questions. But in the meantime, while we're waiting questions, Chris, you at the start of the year mentioned stuff about your mastermind and you were going to merge it. And I know someone asked about the Brainbox mastermind earlier. What happened? Did you come to a decision? Did you merge it?
So yeah, I came to a decision based on talking to the people that are in it, right? So I talked to everybody, well, the people that show up. And they kind of like the difference because, this is more advanced and this is beginner, right? At the end of the day. So what I decided to do was, instead of merging it, really what I was trying to get to was shrink down the time and alleviate the BSing, like let's just stay on task here, stay on point.
Yeah.
So instead of doing 3 hours each, I trimmed it down to 2-hour each sessions. And then I moved it slightly later in order to accommodate the UK guys and the Australian guys. So I start at 12 noon my time, which is great for them guys. And then I shrunk it to 2 hours each. So that was the decision. As far as WhatsApp group, I wanted to trim that. But the guys love it. And the gals too. And the ladies love it too. So it's nuts. I can't allocate a bunch of time to being a monitor inside of essentially a chat group.
Yeah.
So, I let that stay because they like it. Plus it's cool for updates, but I can't, dude, I can't, the team, my son, like I like the moderator group too. Like, no way, dude. Like my head would explode.
I can barely look at my WhatsApp. There's just hundreds every day. You're just like, fuck.
I don't get
I just can't. Like, why don't you get someone to moderate it or use people within the group to moderate it? But
well, yeah, but it's like I don't know who I talked to, but it's almost like what I shouldn't have to. It's all adults. Like I don't want to allocate dollars towards essentially a glorified babysitter.
Yeah.
So, let's just, as long as we stay friendly and we stay above par, I'm cool with it. But I had to shut off those notifications. That ding, ding, ding. Or mine like vibrated. I'm like, what the heck? It's like all green messages. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Mine's is on mute. It's hard work. But you have a good pointer. So maybe it is dead because it's Valentine's Day and SEOs are so romantic. Maybe people are out taking their partners out for dinner or whatever it might be. Certainly in the UK. So, yeah, it's
I gave her a teddy bear with a $50 scratch off.
Nice.
Well, that's what I thought. It's a guaranteed winner.
I got mine's a get well soon card because the local shop had no Valentine's cards.
Oh, you waited to the last moment.
Yeah.
So did I. That's why I associated up with the lotto. I'm like, what? It's Valentine's Day? Oh man, I better go get something. Oh, it's fun.
Yes, my long-suffering wife. But yeah, it's the thought that counts here. So
that's right.
So Sarge is saying in GSE, my position in queries in the UK is number 1. How do I get my Yellow Shoes product page number 1? It's currently ranking between 4 and 6.
4 and 6 is a fun spot. Those probably fluctuate quite significantly, right? I would venture to guess that's like the testing area. Those top 3 people, they've probably been there a long time. Especially for that type of term, like that's, Yellow Shoes sounds tough to me.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I would really take a look at, well, to get to 4 to 6 for a term like Yellow Shoes means that you've probably dialed in things and you just haven't, there hasn't been enough time for them to trust you enough to put you in those top 3 spots. But it sounds to me like there has to be a drastic change. Your on page clearly is tuned in. So that tells me authority. Right? There might be some more things to dial in, or maybe I could capture some other variations or more keywords. So keyword gap analysis in order to maximize more. I would start looking at CRO. Let's maximize the people that we are getting because you're clearly getting visibility at position 4 to 6, right? You're getting clicks, you're getting traffic. So CRO, let's do some keyword gap analysis. And then it sounds like there's going to have to be a significant investment made on referring domains in order to really push. But it's going to be hard. I would assume for a term like Yellow Shoes, it's going to be hard to knock off, if I search Yellow Shoes right now, it would be Macy's, Walmart, Amazon. It's going to be hard to get
similar. We've got similar here in the UK. I just searched for it. I'm assuming, Sarge, your website starts with an M for mother. If so, then yeah, it's a tough query or a tough keyword to do. You've got ASOS and stuff here, which are similar size companies to that Chris said, but more traffic, more links, fine tuning the page, depending on what you've got on there. Could they be better? I'm sure they could. Certainly, if it's the website I'm thinking of, it doesn't have the. I can't see any kind of real content on that page. So,
the M, yeah.
So, yeah. But you're doing well to be in that position. You're doing relatively well, but yeah. But he thought if I'm ranked number 1 in queries on Google Search Console, Google would put my page to number 1 in the SERP. No, I wouldn't. There's more to it than that. So there's a lot more goes into ranking. So yeah, you may need to push some other stuff.
And that site's kind of slow.
Really?
Pretty slow. It's pretty slow. As opposed to, Charlie Keith or I mean, I never looked at Amazon, but I would assume they're lightning fast considering they own 40% of all servers available on the market. So, I'm sure they're lightning fast. But yeah, they're loading relatively slow. Also, man, like, when was the last time you looked at that on page? But man, those players up at the top, and we could be looking at the wrong person too.
Yeah.
Those players you're up against, 16,000 referring domains. Good luck. Jeez.
But we'll move on to our Parichatra. Hopefully I've got that close. Gentlemen, what's your tips on making content more unique in the personal injury attorney industry, especially with AI writing? Every attorney's content reads the same. So, Chris, we all know that AI is churning out similar content. How do you make it unique?
Well, uniqueness doesn't necessarily mean word for word. It could be perspective on a topic. But at the end of the day, if I want to rank for personal injury lawyer Houston, I need 21 headers, and 11 of those headers need to say personal injury lawyer Houston, right? Now, the content that's inside of that, the perspective, is where I think the uniqueness would come from. Also, too, another aspect of ranking a piece of content is, well, what statistics or what information can you include? Is there infographics? Is there, like, what unique angle is, I feel, where you want to go? But at the end of the day, if we were to break it down word for word and we look at density, all those sites probably look the same at the end of the day. Yeah. They're using the same words, the same variations, the same densities, the same word count, same headers. Like, it's just uniqueness of perspective. So I don't know how much that helps you, but if Google's rewarding this, then why would I want to? You're going to spend a lot of money and time spinning your wheels to reach unique when all I needed to do was produce this.
Yeah.
So that's up to you.
And the last couple of questions, Paul is asking, could a well-trafficked, content-enriched website rank on the SERPs without any backlinks?
Definitely.
So, great content and traffic.
For sure. Absolutely. I don't know about for yellow shoes, but yes, of course, 1,000%. You definitely can.
And no problem at all on answering that. Last but not least, Sarge, I've done a press release. This is the yellow shoes guy. I've done the press release on the homepage and the category pages, advanced schema. I've done some 301s to the homepage. Do you think I should start shooting some referring domains to the product page? It might move it.
If I'm looking at you and I'm looking at the proper competitors, I'm thinking just overall authority. Like, Could you throw 20 grand at it and maybe get a lift? Maybe. But isn't there more opportunity in better CRO, a better user experience, more variations on the page, and maybe more information on the site? Like with the dollars that it's going to take to get a lift above Nordstrom's, those dollars could be better allocated towards CRO, more content, building out the pages that you already have.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, would I do it? No, I don't think. They've chosen their winners. I think congratulations on where you're at. I'd be looking to maximize the page that I have and maybe answer some more questions, you know, maybe about Yellow Shoes to get more traffic. But hopefully that helps.
Hopefully it does. But we are out of time, guys. So thank you for all the questions. Please do give us a like and subscribe. Please do also go and check chrispalmer.org if you're interested in more from Mr. Chris Palmer. You'll be able to see the services and whatever else he wants to push you to. And last but not least, 38 Digital Market. The link is below. Mr. Randy Roday's amazing PR services on there, plus a whole bunch more. So check that out. But we will see you same time next week. And I will be in sunny Dubai, sitting in a balcony. So I'll be sipping a cocktail, dude. It'll be like probably 9 o'clock at night in Dubai. So yeah, me and Slaughter will be there on the balcony. So looking forward to it. We'll catch you then.
Sounds good. See you then. You guys have a great day. Thank you. See you, Craig.